My friend Don, years ago, early days, trying to get into Ford Motor Company. He's calling on this one buyer, and he has no business with him. So he said to the guy one day, how about if we just go out and have a sandwich? He said, Don, he said something like, Don, I don't want to lead you on. We can't use you. You're too small. We really don't have any need for your business, and I can't see us using you here at Ford. He said, I understand that, but maybe the day will come when, God forbid, somebody will disappoint you and let you down. We'd like to be in the background. I know you're busy. How about if we take one day, go across the street, take 45 minutes, have a sandwich? The guy took a deep breath, kind of, and said, okay. Now, if you got 45 minutes with somebody for the first time away from the office, who don't you talk about? Everybody? Don't say one thing about yourself. So, they're having a sandwich. What do you like to do when you're not working? Well, spend time with my son, 15-year-old son. What do you guys like? Well, we like sports. Does he have a favorite sport? Yep. The Detroit Lions. Favorite player? He says, Don, it's interesting you ask. He said, Charlie Sanders. Remember Charlie Sanders, number 88, the former All-Pro? He said he loves Charlie Sanders. He said something to the effect of, most teenage boys have pictures of bikinied women on the wall. I didn't, but some do. And he had posters of Charlie Sanders, number 88. And they just loved football, and he would read about the Lions and read about Charlie Sanders, and 45 minutes went just like that, and it was gone. Don, thanks for the lunch. I don't know how we're going to use you, but you're a gracious guy. We'll keep you in mind. So he leaves, goes down to the sports store, buys a $32 NFL football, which... And I was a wide receiver, yes, right? A $32, come on, a $32 NFL football, which this is not. Now, anybody can send a football to a guy. But his great aliveness was sharing a love of football with 15-year-old son whose favorite player was? Don didn't know Charlie, but he knew someone who did, about 3 lines down. Called somebody, said, would you have your friend? Doesn't he know Charlie? He said he lives down the street from Charlie. Tell Charlie he's got a great fan in Dearborn, a 15-year-old boy. Ask him if I send over an NFL football and a spelling of the boy's name, would he write a note? Listen. Called back a couple days later, said Charlie's thrilled to do it. Near the end of his career, he said he's glad to have one fan left. And so sent the football over, spelling of the boy's name. Charlie takes a marker, boy's name, writes him a beautiful note, wishing you great success in life. Your friend, number 88, Charlie Sanders. The ball comes wrapped up back to Don. He sees it. He gets chills. He calls the buyer up. Don Tocco, thanks for taking the time to come over. Could I please have 2 minutes to come in and share something special with you? The guy takes that deep breath again. Don, I told you. We can't use you at Ford. I told you. It's just not business. It's not business. All he needs 2 minutes. Swear to God, you won't regret it. I'll be out of your way. Okay, Don, come on in. Goes over to the Ford purchasing. Is ushered in. Football behind his back. He said, thanks for taking a minute. Knowing how much your boy loved football, I got a special football for you here. Hand it to him. Guy says, well, Don, that's very thoughtful. Glanced down, saw the note, and said, Don, did you sign Charlie Sanders' name to this football? He said, no, Charlie signed it for him. He said, you knew Charlie Sanders? He said, no, but I knew some people did. I made a couple calls. You told me how important it was. I was a kid. I couldn't get anybody's autograph. He said, Charlie Sanders wrote this note to my boy? Guy got tears in his eyes. Couldn't talk. He said, Don, give me a break here. Call me another day. Nobody had ever done anything like that before. Everybody's trying to get their business. Trying to buy their business with entertaining sometimes. Maybe that's how you do it. Phone rings the next day. The buyer. Don, I cannot tell you what you did for my boy. Never seen my son so excited. He asked me 10 times, Dad, did Charlie Sanders really sign that football? Did you sign it, Dad? He said, Don, I've never had anybody do anything like that for me. Let's get together in a couple weeks. I'll do what I can for you. So, the guy's leaving Ford. He gets a promotion a month later or something, calls Don in, gives him all kinds of direction for Ford, it has led to 30, 40 million a year at Ford. Now, let's pause for a second. Am I suggesting that a $32 football generated millions of dollars for him at Ford? Am I suggesting that? Yeah. That's exactly what I'm suggesting. That is how many of you got the point? That is a classic all-time example of supporting someone's aliveness.